Hi, my name is Hassan Gabriel Dichri, and I'm basing this fifth video continuing to base it off of the Glushi race. I'm hoping to one day get this sci-fi book published to all sci-fi fans out there. If you're wanting to wonder when the next Star Trek or Star Wars, the 21st century is going to come around, Star Trek or Star Wars writer, I think you're looking maybe at the next big one. I'm hoping it'll be like that for me a couple years from now. But I'll continue to base this video off the Glushers. I'll go ahead and continue on that now. Glushers are a new race of creatures to the gatekeepers, gulpers, humans, and Foscon. They would still be an unknown race if it wasn't for an invention from the Glushi scientist named Hik from the city of Foscon, Alachnus. About 23% of Glushers speak Felish, 18% speak Fishy, 8% speak human, and 1% can speak all four languages fluently. Now, Glushers, I want to go ahead and repeat again, have gills on their necks and webbed feet. They can live underwater permanently if they wish to, but Glushers do not have webbed feet or fins on their necks. Those are Foscon, excuse me. These are Glushers. Glushers live below the glaciers. Totally ignore what I just said. They only live in environments 32 degrees or lower, and most Glushers live in isolated homes from each other. There's only one city in the entire glacier civilization. It's called Foscon. That's the drawing of the city I showed to you in the previous video. This video, I'm not going to show anything. I'm just going to keep it black most of the time, just to give you a break from viewing stuff and just to listen to my voice. But the guy named Glushi scientist named Hik invented this suit, and this suit he invented allows Glushers to walk around in warm environments without immediately dying, because the suit releases a cold below freezing air that keeps the body preserved to its mandatory environment. Thanks to this invention by Hik, a Glushi scientist 500 years ago, the Glushers slowly started exploring warm parts of Gateiniya. They found many creatures, including two races that live on Carsi as well, the Foscon and human. And I wanted to point out again that Glushers are a new race of creatures to the gatekeepers, gulpers, humans, and Foscon, because they've only been known to exist for about 480 years, 500 years now, because of the suit that allowed them to walk off of the glacier to explore different parts of Gateiniya. Thanks to the suit, they are now a known race. 500 years ago, now a known race to the other four races of Galaxy Dichri. Ever since the invention of the suit, Glushers slowly started exploring warm parts of Gateiniya, and they found many creatures, including two races that live on Carsi as well, the Foscon and humans. Ever since the Glushers have welcomed the new races to their hidden, unknown country, hundreds of millions of tourists from the fishy, human, gulpish, and gatish races have visited Iceland and Alachnus the past 500 years. The most visited tourist attraction of the Glushi race is the capital of Alachnus, Foscon. The city of Foscon is the second most visited tourist attraction in Galaxy Dichri. 80% of tourists from different races visit Foscon. Ever since the discovery of the Glushi race in the southern glacier, thousands of well-trained fishy and human explorers have searched every inch of the North Pole Glacier of Gateiniya. After 122 years of searching, they concluded there is no Glushi life in the North Pole of Gateiniya. The city of Foscon is the most visited tourist attraction in Galaxy Dichri. 80% of tourists from different races visit Foscon, which is the drawing I showed you earlier of the city of Foscon, the one and only city or town in existence period in the Glushi civilization. There is a community of 2,000 gatekeepers, 910 Foscon, and 925 humans that live in Foscon. Some gulpers would move in, but it's too small for them to enter into, since there is no food in Foscon because the Glushers only eat ice. The gatekeepers, Foscon, and humans have developed their own restaurants and grocery stores in Foscon that carry consumable goods. The three races cannot bring any materials inside Foscon that produce heat. That includes clothes, blankets, heaters, carpet, etc. So the three races cannot bring any kind of equipment that produces heat into Foscon, the humans, Foscon, and gatekeepers. So, the three races are required to not produce any heat on the ice, instead to produce heat to the physical. So because of this, all the creatures, all the Fishion humans and gatekeepers that live in Foscon wear skiniters. And skiniters, these are clothes made to not produce heat on the ice, instead to produce heat to the physical body alone. The food that's shipped to Foscon must be packaged hard or cold food. The food the Fishion gatekeepers and humans eat cannot produce any heat, period. And yet again, like I said earlier, it's the drawing I showed you earlier, the one on the ceiling that you see right here that's upside down. I put it back on the ceiling. That's the one I showed to you the entire video before. I put it up because I didn't want to exhaust your eyes. I just wanted to keep the screen black most of the time. But that is the city Foscon, the only city or town in Glushi civilization. Just wanted to say that again. But due to the very, now I'm going to go ahead and move on to, the food that shipped to Foscon must be packaged hard or cold food for the gatekeepers, humans, and Fishion. The food the Fishion gatekeepers and humans eat cannot produce any heat, period. Now the humans live on planet Gateiniya. The human race's skin pigments range from white to black. Due to the very small amount of land on Gateiniya, humans live mainly in apartment, business, cities, skyscrapers, or the rest of the land they use for farming and agricultural needs. Humans typically live in 50 to 100-story business city skyscrapers. There are no separate homes in Lebanon, Cherokee, and Sandy. 54% of humans practice and believe in inland, 42% in moral order, and 4% in excavation. The human race is the third most powerful economy, has the third most powerful economy in Galaxy Dichri. They live on 4 small pieces of land grouped together within Gateiniya. There are about 18% of humans can speak Felish, 38% speak Fishy, 8% speak Glushi, 3% of humans speak Gulpish, and 1% of all humans can speak all 5 languages fluently. Again, I wanted to repeat, the human race has the third most powerful economy in Galaxy Dichri, the gatekeepers having the most powerful, the Fishion having the second most powerful economy. And they live on islands of lands on Gateiniya that are grouped close together. And they mainly live in 50 to 100-story business city skyscrapers due to the very small amount of land they have. They live in tall skyscrapers to save the land they have to produce food and crops for their people to survive. The human race is separated into 3 different countries. The mode of transportation are Segways and Conways. Segways, Conways, and X-ways are flying vehicles that have drastically increased humans' potential success the past 300 years alone. Thanks to this invention by a fishy man, a technological revolution took off on Gateiniya almost 300 years ago. Thanks to these inventions. Each country has their own separate group of armed forces called the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, and Coast Guards. Only during a Galaxian emergency would the 3 countries combine the armed forces. The human race has the second most powerful armed forces in Galaxy Dichri. Like I said again, the human race is the second most powerful armed force in Galaxy Dichri. Lebanon is the first country I'm going to explain of the human civilization, and I'll explain that on the next video. I'm going to end this video now. I'll explain the human civilization in the next video. Okay.